Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 BMW M5 sedan. This model is finished off in Vegas red metallic. MSRP is just over $126,000. So we have a lot to go over for the latest generation with the M5. This is strictly a plug-in hybrid as well, and it is mainly powered by the 4.4 liter twin turbo V8. Paired to that hybrid system, which the lithium-ion battery has now been increased to 11 kilowatts, so a little bit bigger than the 2025 model year. Paired to that 8-speed automatic, combined, this pumps out 717 horsepower, 738 pound-feet of torque. This 5,400-pound sedan can do 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds. Top speed is 190 miles an hour. It can also go around 25 miles on just the EV system alone. Now, as we take a look at the exterior styling for this model, you'll notice it has the illumination for the surround on the kidney grille, which is finished off in gloss black. There's a forward camera, sensor for distance pacing, and then large cutouts on both sides. You'll notice even more cutouts for the lower bumper. Massive inlets throughout basically the whole section there, along with some parking sensors. There's more cutouts on the edges of the bumper, and then a dark housing for the LEDs and some nice lines that come down the hood. Now, this model also has a staggered setup for the wheels. They're 20 by 10.5 up front and 21 by 11 in the rear. This has regenerative braking along with the black M Sport brakes. You'll notice too, really nice lower side skirts that poke out slightly. And then there's gloss black for the power folding side mirrors, which have a camera and a turn signal. It's around the window trim too, and then this has a full fixed glass finished off in gloss black for the outer section there. Really nice lines that flow down the side, and then there's also M5 stamped in that rear trim accent. Now, there's more gloss black for the trunk spoiler. There's LEDs for all the lighting, backup camera, parking sensors, and then take a look at the design for the diffuser with the body colored section in the middle and then your quad tip dual exhaust. Now, you can use the key fob to remote start this. You can also use it to open up the trunk or just use the release located underneath. Now, for this sedan, you have a pretty good amount of cargo space. You can also fold down the back seats if you need to. There's no storage underneath the floor. You have some tie downs though, so you can secure any items that you may have. And then you have the controls up top to close or lock the vehicle. Now, if you do lock the vehicle, you do have some controls where you can grab the front door handle and it will unlock the rear door handles. Now, for this interior, this has manually adjusting sunshades, which is nice to see. There's Bowers & Wilkins for the audio, brushed accents for the release handle, and all of the black merino leather, which is an option for this model. There's also the BMW color stitched on the seatbelt there. Now, behind the front seats, you can attach and charge tablets. You have this cutout here with the M badge. There's also vents in the middle. You get heated rear seats along with all the temperature adjustments in this LCD screen. A little bit of storage down below. And then at my height, I have about a ½ inch or so of headroom at 5'10". You have the armrest and cup holders as well. And then Alcantara for the headliner, which is a nice accent. Now, up front, you get an illumination in the door panel for the front doors, where on the driver's side, you have memory seating adjustments, lock and unlock, all of your window, mirror adjustments, trunk release located down below. And then there's M5 and a really nice design for these sporty seats. They are automatic, of course. And let's start this up. You have the solid leather steering wheel, flat bottom design, massive paddles on both sides, along with M1 and M2. Cruise control settings are on the left, and then on the right side, you have volume, music, Bluetooth, and voice commands, and then some info that you can go through within this gauge cluster. So for this setting, the left side and the right side is going to be fixed, so that is the info that you are going to see while you scroll through this information front and center. Now, to the left, you have some adjustments for the vent, you have headlight adjustments, fuel cap release, and then with the infotainment system, everything in the lower section is fixed, just like on most BMWs for the latest models here. You also have the controls down below, so you can go through all of this information: Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, drive recorder, and some other info there. You have the home screen, so you can swipe through all of these widgets and customize them too, so you can have this laid out what works best for you. You have your climates, navigation and music, and then this has heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, and then temperature adjustments for your driver and passenger. Now, there's more ambient lighting just underneath that, along with some defrosters, more controls for the air vents in the middle. You get wireless charging with a good bit of space, auxiliaries, cup holders, more ambient lighting there. And then behind those shortcuts for that screen, You have volume and tuning. If you push on M mode, this is how you can change the gauge cluster, so a little bit more sporty of a design. You also have M hybrid, so you can go between hybrid, which is the engine and the hybrid system. You can go to E control, so you just heard the engine start up. It is going to charge the battery while you drive and save that, or you can just go strictly electric and just go in that mode. Now you have setup as well, so you can get into M1 and M2 and configure quite a lot. The hybrid system, your transmission, your energy recovery, so the regen braking, you have quite a lot to set this up. You have traction control, a shortcut to the camera system. And then if we just put this into reverse, of course you can bring up the camera system, and you have so many different angles to provide you with the visibility that you need. There's also backup assistance as well. And then there's drive and sport mode, so you can use those paddles. E-brake is park. There's auto hold. You have some storage with an auxiliary. There's also storage in the glove box, of course. And then garage door buttons up top, dome lights, and the controls for the sunshade. That is fixed glass, like I mentioned. And then here's a look at visibility, along with some of the Alcantara, where you have a good bit of visibility over both shoulders. And we are still in Sport Plus, second gear. Here we go. And just a mild acceleration. This has so much more performance and power, of course, than what I'm doing today, and with it in the quickest shifts, you still don't even feel them. So unlike the M3, where you can feel a little bit more of the shifts, this is going to be, again, a little bit more luxury focused in those shifts. So not quite as engaging, but definitely very smooth and quick in those upshifts. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the new M5. For the 26-year model, they have increased the battery as well compared to 2025, which was the newest version for the M5. So they've already made a few updates for the 26-year model, meaning that the charging time is going to be a little bit quicker, and you're going to get a little bit more range than what I mentioned in the beginning of the video. Right now, the EV range shows 30 miles, so that is going to be slightly more, of course, than the previous model. And so I think it is really cool technology. Right now, I can just go into electric, and we'll give it a small acceleration here, where of course this is not going to be your performance setting. We have a lot of weight for the smaller EV system, since of course it's not a full plug-in or a full electric model. The EV is going to be good for parking lot situations, stop and go traffic like I mentioned earlier, or just pulling out of your driveway or something like that. I have used it in mine, and as I hit the paddle shifters, it goes straight back into hybrid there. So it's really neat that you can go through those three, and it's kind of just a game. And at least in my plug-in hybrid X5, I just kind of pick and choose what I want to use. If the range is getting low, I'll just go to E control. If I have a pretty good range, I'll go to hybrid. Sometimes out on the highway, I will go to the battery saving mode, because above 65, 70 miles an hour, you're really not using the hybrid system that much. It might be in the background assisting it slightly, but there is a range when you're out on the highway. It will show you if you're in the electric or out of it. And generally 65 to 70 miles an hour, you're basically just using the straight gas engine with a mild assistance from the hybrid, just for better fuel economy on the highway. So really nice tech. But in terms of driving the M5, very comfortable with these seats. You just have a good seating position. Lots of glass, of course, to be able to see. And it's a good size for this type of sedan. So if you're looking for a luxury-focused, performance-oriented, and all of that EV tech, this is a great option that combines all of it into one pretty performance-oriented sedan. So that's going to wrap it up for the 2026 BMW M5. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Charlotte for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I'll see you all in the next video.